Adventurous kids, explore with education and learning what a wild life is in the Everglades. I want to explore the Museum of Discovering Science. What plants do butterflies like? I want to know about Key West Adventurous Kids, learning and fun. Adventurous Kids!
Today I'm going to tell you about Bob Ross. Robert Norman Ross was an American painter, art instructor, and television host. Ross was born in Daytona Beach, Florida on October 29, 1942 to Jack and Ollie Ross, a carpenter and a waitress respectively, and raised in Orlando, Florida. As an adolescent, Ross cared for injured animals including armadillos, snakes, alligators, and squirrels, one of which was later featured in several episodes of his television show. He had a half-brother, Jim, who he mentioned in passing on his show. He completed 1 year of high school and then worked for a time as a carpenter with his father. While working as a carpenter with his father, he lost part of his left index finger, which did not affect his ability to later hold a plate while painting. In 1961, 18-year-old Ross enlisted in the United States Air Force and was put into service as a medical records technician. He rose to the rank of Master Sergeant and served as the first sergeant of the clinic at Elson Air Force Base in Alaska, where he first saw the snow and mountains that later appear as recurring themes in his paintings. He discovered his love for painting while attending an art class in Alaska during his time in the Air Force. Ross was working as a part-time bartender when he discovered a TV show called The Magic of Oil Painting, hosted by German painter Bill Alexander. Alexander used a 16th century painting style, widely known as wet on wet, that allowed him to create a painting within 30 minutes. Ross studied and mastered the technique, began painting, and then successfully selling Alaska landscapes that he would paint on novelty gold mining pans. In 1981, he retired from the military and returned to Florida, studied painting with Alexander, joined his Alexander Magic Art Supplies Company, and became a traveling salesman and tutor. He had a soothing, gentle voice and an encouraging teaching style, and said things like happy accidents instead of the word mistakes to make people feel happier and more positive about painting and being okay with messing up. Ross eventually took the place of Alexander on PBS. He was the creator and host of The Joy of Painting, an instructional television program that aired from 1983 to 1994 on PBS in the United States, CBC in Canada, and similar channels in Latin America, Europe, and elsewhere. Combining the wet painting method with the use of large 1 and 2-inch brushes, as well as painting knives, allowed the painter to quickly complete a landscape scene. Ross painted 3 versions of almost every painting featured on his show. The first was printed prior to taping and sat on an easel off camera during filming, where Ross used it as a reference to create the second copy, which viewers actually watched him paint. After filming the episode, he painted a more detailed version for inclusion in his instructional books. The versions were each marked on the side or back of the canvas, Goloski for the initial version, TV for the version painted during the TV show, and book for the book version. Ross had a lovable hippie persona. He wore a permed afro and denim shirts and jeans. Ross amazed viewers with his effortless painting method. He created detailed landscapes over the course of 30 minutes. He had an intimate speaking voice that soothed viewers. As he painted, he chatted and offered words of encouragement. He used a full-ski approach and made references to happy little trees and clouds. With help from an 18-watt Kowalski, Ross used his television show to promote a line of art supplies and class recordings, building what would become a $15 million business, Bob Boss Inc., which would ultimately expand to include classes taught by other artists trained in his methods. Following Wass's death, ownership of the company was passed to the Kowalskis. Bob never received payment for his appearances on the show, nor did he sell any of the paintings he created on air. The show served as a platform to promote his teaching business, which grew to include Bob Boss paintbrushes, paint, and other supplies, soon making him a millionaire. Wass painted an estimated 30,000 paintings during his lifetime. Even though being on TV made Bob Wass very successful, he remained humble and generous with his artwork. He gave away most of the paintings he created on the show, as well as thousands of others he made throughout his life. Some were donated to charitable causes to be auctioned off, while others were gifted to friends and acquaintances. Bob Boss Inc. continues to own many of the ones he painted for the George painting, as Wass himself was opposed to having his work turned into financial instruments. Wass died on July 4th, 1995, in New Smyrna Beach, Florida. He taught us that mistakes are not failures, they're just happy accidents. When you make a mistake, don't give up. Instead, use your creativity and turn it into something beautiful. Just like Bob Wass, you can use your talents to make the world a brighter, more joyful place. The Bob Wass Art Workshop in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, offers art classes in Wass's method, and you can find a collection of the Bob Wass's original paintings. Thanks for watching this Adventurous Kids episode.
What did you learn today?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
What was the most interesting fact?
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous Kids!
Adventurous